fourth planet in the solar system, Mars. Humanity's first colony on Mars, MPO. MPO is a new hope for thousands of people seeking a fresh start. I didn't get one though. For over 15 months, I've been confined in MPO's prison, Block B05, Cell 6. My name is, well, was Dr. Albert West. It's just West now, at least to the guards. A lab accident granted me a new title, murderer. I was thrown in here right after. That's all in the past. I've got worse problems now. My rations have run out. The guards are missing. Emergency power's still on. I've been stuck in here for a week. I still can't figure out what happened. When this began, my cell was never open for the day's morning head count. After several hours, my tray slot opened up. It was the guard, Hank. His eyes were strange. I could tell something horrible was going on.
There will be a transfer today. Be ready at 1700 hours. And take this. It'll be your only meal today.
I heard shuffling and whispering through the slot. I couldn't make out what they were saying. My tray slot closed abruptly without another word. A prisoner transfer? And what was going on with Hank's eyes? For a brief moment, I had forgotten I was hungry at all. A siren went off.
Attention, all prisoners. Cells will be opened one at a time. Follow the guards and obey their instructions. Prisoners that fail to comply will be executed on the spot. Cell block B05 is first.
I heard the unmistakable rumble of cell doors opening through the walls.
Cell 1. Cell 2. Cell 3. Cell 4. Cell 5.
Next was my cell. I was ready to get out of here.
Cell 6.
Suddenly, darkness. It was completely silent. I peeked through the gap in the door, but the hall was empty. The guards were gone. Emergency power finally kicked in. The air duct's fans started spinning again, but the door didn't budge. I was stuck. I've tried yelling, pounding, clinking my can. No one's coming. My last resort is the air duct. The fan's barely spinning. Maybe it's safe to pass through by now. I don't have a choice. I can't hold on for much longer. I have to survive. If only to see her one more time.
God, how long have I been in here? It must have been days since I've last eaten. My head feels like it's about to pop, and my tongue feels like a dry hunk of beef jerky. I can barely stand, but I gotta drag myself up one more time. I can't let it end here. I've got to at least try. Obviously, the door is not something I can pry open by myself in this state. The vent is the only option at this point. The air circulation fan is slowing down, so there's a chance the anti-tampering measures don't have enough juice to be an issue anymore. Should be easy enough to force the vent open if I'm not getting shocked. I better get moving. If emergency power fails, I'll be dead before I can even figure out what's going on. Letting our eyes adjust to the alternating of darkness and glaring red light, we take a look around our cell. Remarking to ourselves that the fan's power has finally died, and sliding the desk to the side, we gingerly duck into the vent system of the MPO prison cell block. Grumbling about the darkness under our breath, we slide through the vent into the adjacent cell. knowing Jake in the next cell always had something to snack on, we shuffle through the inmate's desk, hoping to find some morsel to soothe our growing hunger. Well, chocolate isn't filling, but it's something. After a quick bite, we cautiously pull open the door and step into the hall. Peeking through the malfunctioning door of one of the other cells, it looks like the inmate is dead. The hunger pangs are all but forgotten as they are replaced with feelings of dread. What happened here? Is anyone alive? Where are the guards? Where is anyone? Deciding to move on so we don't end up like our friend the dead inmate, we soon spot a bottle of clean and fresh water, which we slurp down immediately. Must have fallen from the cafeteria cart Hank was using. Making our way around a couple of corners, we come across a truly gruesome sight. One of the guards face down in a pool of his own blood, maggots already wriggling their way through his skin. How long has the prison been like this? Taking a deep breath, we notice the guard's security bag nearby and sling it over our shoulder, deciding that we will get much more use out of it than he can. Moving on, we cautiously open the large cell block door, making our way out to an even larger hallway. The body, or rather the pieces, of another inmate can be seen strewn across the floor. None of this makes any sense. What's going on? Opening another large door on the opposite side of the hallway, we are then met with a keycard locked door. Ducking into the nearby unlocked guard post, we rummage through cabinets. And find a spare police baton. At least now I can actually try to defend myself against whatever tore the other inmates apart. Sliding the desk chair to the side, we look through the files on the nearby security terminal and find out about an apparent outbreak of some kind that swept across the colony. Outbreak Response Plan 11B Status Update, April 15th, 2053. Attention all security staff. The following is a status update regarding 11B. 92% of MPO's population is infected with the unknown agent. Infected can be identified by bioscan or rudimentary metal detector test if scanning equipment is unavailable. The survivors that were ordered to report to security staff at Murray Space Center had made it there safely. According to their last report, there were 134 uninfected individuals, including security staff. MPO's security response team meeting was presided by 7 surviving council members. The present council members unanimously voted to shut down power for the entire city, excluding Murray Space Center and MPO prison. Evacuation plans for the prison had been approved. The remaining staff and prisoners are to load onto the trams and rally at Murray Space Center. Once at Murray, staff and prisoners will be assigned a shuttle. Proper safety procedures must be followed. All security staff and prisoners must wear proper IEVA suits before boarding shuttles, and NavCom diagnostics must be run before takeoff. Once approved for takeoff, all shuttles are to dock with Mars Orbital Station and await further instructions. Prisoners must be transported to Murray Space Center by 2300 hours tomorrow and are to be handled with extreme caution. Some of them were serving sentences for murder. They are not to be left unsupervised. Again, do not leave any prisoner unsupervised during the transfer. If we closely follow protocol, we could very well avoid a complete catastrophe. James Wodick. Pocketing a B-class hacked keycard sitting on the terminal, we hurry back to the door to swipe it and cautiously move on. As the lock beeps, satisfied enough with the hacked keycard, the doors slide open to a large waiting area and we are met with a sight even more macabre than the last. Guards and inmates alike ripped to pieces. Blood and body parts painting the floors, walls, even the ceiling. Nearly unable to keep the earlier chocolate bar from coming back up, we think to ourselves, did they do this to each other? Or was it something else? Not wanting to find out anytime soon, we tiptoe over the grim scene into the next corridor. Door swooshing open, we seem to now be in a staging area for checking inmates into cells. Strangely, yet unsurprisingly, the checkpoint is empty. Or is it? Is that a guard? Could it be what tore everyone apart? Pressing our face to the glass reveals nothing, as it is too dim inside the room to see anything with any certainty. Tightening our grip on the police baton, we inch our way to the checkpoint door. Judging from the incoherent gurgles coming from the other side of the door, we have a suspicion that the guard may be a victim of this outbreak that was mentioned earlier. Pressing the door button, we take a few steps back and the guard lunges from the room in a frenzy. Swinging his arms in a mindless rage, he growls and claws at us. In between the off-rhythm swings of the guard's arms, we manage to get our own attacks in, bashing the mad guard down with a couple well-placed thumps. After catching our breath and unable to ignore our doctorly habits, we instinctively scoop up a small blood sample, thinking, maybe I can analyze this and learn something about the outbreak. Hoping to glean something useful from the checkpoint, we meticulously work our way around the terminals in the room. Managing to find a knife, which we give a couple of test swings. A half-empty power pack, which serves as battery for our flashlight, as well as ammunition for firearms. And last but definitely not least, an early model of submachine gun, which we will use to consume that ammunition. Glancing toward the dead guard in the room, we think, well, didn't help all the others I've seen, but I feel safer. Already accustomed to the sight of blood and detached limbs, we step over more dead guards and inmates, using another hacked keycard we also found in our search of the checkpoint, this time the much rarer Class A, and make our way toward a large metal stairway. Footsteps echoing, we head down into the administrative levels of the prison. I made it to the administrative level of the prison, but I haven't seen a single person. Well, no one that's still breathing anyway. The administrative area is where visitation and clerical work of the prison takes place, but it's also the main entrance to the prison. I was carted in here by the tram. Wonder if it's still operational. I might want to check out the oxygen and thermal regulation systems while I'm here too. Chances are, I'll need to know what those look like if I ever need to do repairs. From the look of this place, though, all hell's broken loose. I don't think there'll be any guards in here considering what I've seen so far. Hopefully there's still a weapon laying around here somewhere, in case whatever's done this is still lurking around. I hope security measures aren't online anymore. Opening the door at the landing of the stairwell, we find a series of small, twisting hallways that finally meet up with a much larger corridor. Hoping to quickly find a working tram station, we check the first door to our left and find one of this level's server rooms. Luckily for us, these rooms usually have a recharging station to replenish our newfound power pack. After a quick recharge, we shuffle through some nearby lockers, finding a flashlight, which we swap with the now obsolete light stick. few more partially used power packs, and a bit of scrap material. Returning to the large corridor and heading across the hall, we enter a small area with several visitation rooms for the inmates. Upon entering, we freeze in anticipation. In the room stands an inmate, but it seems like he too suffers from whatever this outbreak does to people. Hearing us enter, he spins around and lunges directly at us. Gripping our new SMG, we take a few steps back, squeeze the trigger, and let loose a barrage. After his ashes fall to the floor, we ponder, is the entire colony like this? Finding nothing useful in any of the visitation rooms, we take our leave. In the next area, we come across a smaller police checkpoint, thankfully completely unoccupied this time. Searching the terminals and lockers proves fruitless, so we quickly pass through. As soon as the door slides open, the sickening scent of garbage blasts our nose. Several waste disposal rooms clustered here cause a nasty whirlwind of smell, trapped in the automatic doors of the colony. We hold our breath through the stinking storage and grab what little materials the dumpsters may hide. We recall from our work in the facility that the colony houses a pretty robust fabrication system for making practically anything. So hopefully the materials come in handy later. Gladly passing by the stench of the disposal area, we enter what seems to be some barracks for the guards. We check the barracks kitchen. We think to ourselves, a kitchen with no food? Figures. Sleep areas. but they yield very little. Across the hall in the restrooms, we come across 2 lower-level hacked keycards, C and B, that someone misplaced, and we toss them into our bag. Not needing to use the facilities just yet, we leave the restrooms, cautiously creep down the hall, check the corner to our left, and more doors. A large double door straight ahead, 2 small doors to the left and right. Wishing to ourselves that there was a big red exit sign to follow, we decide to first duck into the small door to our right. Claustrophobic access tunnel curls into a small guard room with glass walls for looking into the hall accessing the main entrance. Rummaging through the desk and cabinet, we managed to find a single proton grenade and a key to the main prison door, and we think, now to find the tram station. Hopefully the trams are still operational. The second access tunnel curls in a similar way to the first, leading to the other side of the main hallway. Some more quick rummaging yields more guard room paraphernalia, which we leave behind, and a couple more hacked keycards that we pocket and move to the main prison door and slide the keycard. The bright lights of the tram station nearly blind us as the doors open. To our surprise, the tram never even got the chance to leave. It sits in the station vigilantly, awaiting a command that no one survived long enough to give. Judging from the displays inside the tram itself, it seems to be completely operational. Taking an educated guess, we press the only glowing destination button on the interface. The tram's engines whir to life, and we depart the MPO prison for the central HQ of the colony. I finally made it to the prison's rail station. Incredibly, there was a fully operational tram. It never left for wherever it was headed. Guess the evacuation never even made it past the station. Power seems to be flowing to the prison district, but there's no telling how long it'll be before it gets knocked out, or if whatever did this will be back. I don't want to find out. Central Control was the heart of MPO, so there's probably plenty of supplies I can gather there. Maybe even other survivors to make contact with, and perhaps something to eat too.